to Media Bites. This is Random Rob.
Hi, I'm Eugene.
Megan. Thanks for your ride.
Where are you going?
17th and 8th?
Mm-hmm.
You sure it's not out of your way?
No, not at all. By the way, I don't make a habit out of this.
It's the nicest thing that's happened to me all day.
That good?
Yeah.
I don't like the rain. I prefer winter. I like it when it snows. The city gets real quiet. Everything's real still. All the noise stops. Feels like something's about to happen.
Blue Steel was a 1990 New York-based police thriller, written and directed by Kathryn Bigelow, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Ron Silver. Curtis plays Officer Megan Turner, recently graduated from the police academy, who on her first night duty tries to stop an armed man from robbing a grocery store and ends up having to shoot him when he draws on her. Ron Silver plays Eugene Hunt, an unstable stockbroker who witnesses the shooting, mysteriously steals the dead man's gun, and flees the scene. In the days that follow, Turner is suspended for using excessive force since no weapon can be found, while Eugene undergoes a breakdown that is seemingly triggered by the shooting and grows into an obsession with the weapon and with Turner. He eventually commits murders of his own and begins stalking Megan, who doesn't know who he is. At first he gains her trust and becomes romantically involved with her, but finally reveals that he thinks they are kindred spirits.
We're two halves of one person, you and I. You would do what I do if you knew yourself better. You will, in time. It's just starting between you and me. Oh, yeah. It's just the beginning. Don't worry. Look worried. There's no reason to worry. You've got everything to live for. I mean, death. It's the greatest kick of all. That's why they save it for last.
The movie follows an escalating sequence of uncomfortable, increasingly violent encounters as Megan is unable to convince her peers of how dangerous he is, while he keeps getting closer to her and the people she cares about. Reviews were mixed, mostly less than favorable, and there were many complaints about the contrived nature of the situations in the film. It was Bigelow's first film after her indie vampire western hit Near Dark, and Curtis had just won major accolades for A Fish Called Wanda. So I feel that the expectations were high for Blue Steel to be a AAA cop movie with a lot of action, realistic procedures, and typical themes about duty and the nature of right and wrong, than what Blue Steel was actually about. Blue Steel is a symbolic journey through the social landscape of violence against women, where rape is equated with gun violence. The initial shooting, as seen by Eugene, is a powerful, eroticized moment that triggers him to act. In the same way the rapist uses the justification that the woman provoked the rape through her behavior, for him the shooting is a validation of his own murderous impulses and an excuse to get closer to Megan. In regard to killing, Eugene tells Megan he knows she likes it. The idea that women cry wolf over sexual harassment is borne out through the refusal of her superiors to take her seriously over any use of justified violence she takes in the film. She is ignored and made fun of when she tells them the burglar had a gun. She is suspended, nor believed when she explains Eugene's connections to her or how dangerous he is. The only focus is on Megan's incorrect view of reality. Therefore, nothing can be wrong with Eugene. Ultimately, she is told to ignore him and he will go away, which of course he doesn't. This creates an atmosphere of disempowerment that is unrelenting throughout the film. But what makes Blue Steel excellent is that Megan is not a victim. At every point when Eugene takes something from her, she holds her ground. The more he pushes her, the more she becomes a stronger version of herself, and less the frightened rookie we see in the opening of the film. Without any help, she handles the situation. That's what the film is about. There are too many specific examples of disempowerment and rape subtexts to be mentioned here, but I will say if you go into the film looking for them, you will notice them in nearly every scene. And it's this solidity of theme, balanced by Curtis's strong and empathetic lead, that makes Blue Steel an unflinchingly subversive statement film about women's right to exercise force. I was particularly impressed by the look and feel of the film. It was tense, but beautifully shot, with lots and lots of close-ups, which in the hands of another director might have looked cheap or created a claustrophobic feeling. But in Bigelow's hands, the film has a artfully polished, intimate look that makes it stand out from other releases of that time. Brad Fiedel, who scored The Terminator, creates a surprisingly modern-sounding electronic score that is part misty ambience and part churning martial-sounding beats that underscore the unwavering attitudes of the two lead characters. Clancy Brown does a nice turn here as well, as the detective who is Turner's only real ally in the drama. I would also say this is one of Ron Silver's best villain parts. He's both pathetic and frightening as the madman Eugene, and a cut above the more generic bad guy roles he'd play through much of the 90s. Blue Steel is a great mood piece, full of strong performances, lovely photography, a vibrant score, and themes worth talking about. It's disturbing, but also very emotionally engaging and dramatic. It's worth a second look. That's all for now. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Look for Media Bites on Facebook and check back for new content. Leave any questions or comments below, and we'll see you next time.